Alright, YouTube, it's been a while. How about the State of the Shack fleet update? So, it's currently the latter end of November. Thanksgiving's next week here in America. And I've been crazy busy lately. Like, super busy, like, I don't even know what I've been doing lately. But, so that's why I hadn't really been posting videos. So, I figure I'll fill y'all in now. I'm gonna do some special videos on a few things. Well, let's get started. First, you see here, I picked this out the trash last week. It's a little Chinese 90cc moped, scooter, whatever. Cleaned the carburetor on it, put new gas in it. Starts, runs fine. Can't use it around here in Louisiana because we have all those stupid laws where they can make money off of things. So it's not street legal. It never will be because I don't have the paperwork on it. Because in Louisiana, they don't have the 89cc or less law like they do anywhere else in this country. Just about anywhere else in the country, anything 90cc or less or 89cc or less is considered a moped. You only need a regular driver's license to operate. And then, insurance on it and stuff like that, and a helmet. Here in Louisiana, you have to have a motorcycle endorsement, all the paperwork, bill of sale, title, notary. So to put this thing on the road, I'd be looking at like $300-400, which the thing ain't even worth that. So it's just gonna be a little scoot around, have fun, and when I get bored of it, I'll sell it for a couple $100 and make some money off it. And it was like a faded red. It used to be like bright red, and it faded to pink basically. And you can see it's missing parts. The battery's no good. Use a Kickstarter, but it works. It's missing parts there too. Blue golf cart, still doing good. I think in the last one I talked that I had gotten rid of the yellow golf cart. I had sold it, and with the money I bought this and those tires. So, let me give the story on this. So I sold the yellow golf cart because it was having electrical problems. Either, I think it was the pedal switch was going bad, the potentiometer, or the controller. Because I took the motor apart, the brushes were about halfway worn. It needed to be cleaned anyway. I did clean it. It helped a little, but it's still, you would go to press the pedal, nothing. You would pedal a couple times and then it would just take off 100%, like screech the tires. Hopefully you weren't near something because it would plow right over it. And sometimes it would work just fine, just dandy. Sometimes you'd be driving along and it just cuts off. I actually could turn the key off. Pump the pedal a few times, slam the pedal on the floor, and then it would take off 100% again. Then it would kind of go back to wherever you have your foot. So it was acting weird. It didn't do it all the time. It did it sometimes. I tried going through all my wiring. I checked everything, cleaned connections. Didn't make a difference. So I paid, when I first got that thing, I paid $120 or $100 for the frame. It was like all rusty, flat tires, all of that. Bought the batteries off of some guy from a failed solar project he had for another $150. So I had, roughly with tires and everything, $300 into the thing. I sold it for $600, which not bad. I got like 2-3 years of use out of it. It saved me a whole lot of work. I used it not only here, but around the house, and we took it to parades and stuff. So I had this Honda I bought. Now, I've owned it for a while. I've only just now gotten it down here to where I can, do stuff with it. It's been up in Mississippi forever. But it had the stock tires. They weren't holding air well. And, they're only like 24s, I think. So I was looking for bigger tires. Well, I saw these. Now, granted, this is off of a solid axle bike, so they stick out quite a ways further. But it does alright. So I saw these 28s for sale up near Baton Rouge. And he wanted, I think, $500 for them. And I was like, man, that's not a bad deal. They're almost brand new. They were brand new before I got a hold of them. They still had all the stubbies on them. But, so I went up there to go see it, and he was showing them. And I was like, yeah, I'll take the tires. And then he's like, hey, if you're interested, I'll sell you this four-wheeler real cheap, too. I was like, yeah, I'll think about it. He showed me. It kind of ran, but it didn't run good. Like, it barely ran, and it smoked. I was like, I don't know, I might. He said, well, $300 it's yours. So I came back a couple days later, bought this. So this four-wheeler cost me $300. When I got it, these tires were bald, but they came with the four-wheeler, so I had brand new tires come with it for the front end. Front brakes didn't work. I put fluid in it, bled them. Front brakes work. Rear brakes were stuck. I think I posted a video, maybe I didn't, on how to unstick rear brakes and fix the rear brakes. So now all the brakes work. I just recently put a new belt in it. I should have filmed it, but you know, there's not that many of these running around, so it's not really worth it. The rack was majorly bent, like all the way down, almost touching the tire. I straightened it out as best as it could without removing it and really trying to straighten it. As for the smoking, I changed the oil. The oil that was in it was pretty bad. I changed the filter. I put the oil that's supposed to be in there in it, and it cut the smoking almost nothing. It still smokes a little bit if you really get after it when it's hot. Like, I'm talking like we were in the spillway running in the sand. Hot. Like, normal riding, it wouldn't get that warm. And it smoked just a tiny bit. So it probably needs a rebuild on the top end. It doesn't seem to have any lack of power. It runs just fine. Idle's perfect. You know, all the whole deal. So I'm debating whether I want to keep this one or not, because it's actually pretty good. Like, the spillway right now is like 90% loose sand, like sand dune sand. This thing is terrible in it. It's too heavy. The tires bog down into it. Your second gear, third gear at best, barely making maybe 12 miles an hour, and this thing is just lugging, trying to spin them tires in that sand. This one, however, is belt drive CVT. It gets on that sand a whole lot better than this Honda does. I mean, it's a lot lighter too, but I think this one weighs right about 500 pounds, and this one's probably in the 700 pound range. Granted, this one's a bigger engine, but it's more low-end torque. This one, it has good torque, it has good power, and it's always in the power band because it's a CVT. Things I know it's going to need. Well, of course, the smoking problem. I'm not really concerned about it. You know, it's an air-cooled bike. It happens with age. It needs the winch replaced. The one that's on there is no good. I have two brand new winches right there that I could install on it. Needs front brake pads. And I'd really like to replace that seat cover. Though it's kind of growing on me, because a couple weeks ago it was in the 80s. And that seat pad would scorch something that you don't want to scorch. And this one was still cool to the touch, which was kind of nice. So I'm debating, I might get another one of these, but in black, but a cloth one, to where it's, you know, still comfortable to sit on, but it's not pink and say Muddy Girl with a skull and crossbones. Need to replace the rope. I have yet to find anyone around here that sells actual pull rope like that you would have on a snowmobile or four-wheeler, because it did work. My brother ripped it off of there like a genius, because the rope was kind of dry rotted before I got a battery for it too. I would pull it up to compression and then pull. He just grabbed a hold of it and yanked it, and it hit compression and ripped the rope in half. What else we got? Let's see, update on the Honda. It's got the big tires on it, obviously. It's going to need a set of brake pads real soon. I think I'm doing oil change, and then it's starting to sound like it needs ball joints, or at least tie rod ends. You can hear them creaking a little bit. So, just needs a little attention in the front. Now, as the fleet goes, I have just the one more, the Rhino. I sold the other ones I had. I had that, I think it was a Polaris I had. It was green. I had sold that one. I forgot what I got for it. I don't remember. But whatever it was, I sold. Mainly just been existing. And then I had that yellow four-wheeler. The little, I think it was a Yamaha. I sold that one too. Let's go out and have a look at the Rhino, because I've done some work on it. Alright, we're back here at the Rhino. I actually need to clean the bed out. It's full of water. I don't need it rusting. But I've since put a lift on it. See if I can get where you can see. Yeah, there you go. Shiny. Or somewhat shiny. Bought a 2-inch lift to put on it, and it was still at the stock spring setting. I cranked those up to 4. So instead of being 2-inch lift, it was more like a 4 or 5-inch lift. I think I had done a video on this, but I had installed these LED lights. They work a whole lot better than them things. I put a new fuel filter on it, new air filter, fluid change, all the diffs and everything. I think that's all I did. New fuel filter. I don't know if I said that. I rewired yet another winch controller because the two that I've had, the little buttons have wore out on them. That's about it for that. That's all that's left of the motorcycle. I sold that. To get my endorsement with that motorcycle would have been so many hoops, it wouldn't even been funny. I just made more money off it and moved on. So yeah, that's about it for updates. I have some work to do. I might film a video today. I need to work on my brother's car. We're still waiting on, it's his car. It was going to be our car, but he wants it in his name, so that can be his money. So I know I want to get it not street legal, but road usable, because I won't be able to keep it here forever, just because, you know, I'd like to bring it home sometimes, so I want to get it to where it's drivable. Like right now it runs and starts and everything, but it had a massive coolant leak, so it's pretty much dry right now. I need to bypass the heater core so that I can put coolant in it. And then fix the brakes, because it has one functioning disc brake on the front and nothing else. So when you mash on the brake pedal and it's on high idle, it will just drag that front wheel. That's about it. So, you like my videos, comment, rate, subscribe. Have an awesome day.